another C News podcast. With us, we have Tony from Jamaica. We are here in Warsaw. The snow is falling, it's freezing outside. We have many, many winter months ahead of us, darkness, snow. Why would anyone move here when you have the beautiful weather of Jamaica available, nice beaches, clear water? Why would you make the move?
Initially, I came to study. I did my university course here, got my degree, and ever since then I got into the work market and stayed.
So Poland hasn't been bad on you. You decided it was worth to stay at least.
It's not bad. It's not bad. I can't complain. Finished my degree, got my education here, and then thanks to the many opportunities here, I managed to evolve, grow in my career, and things are good.
What about the culture shock during the first few years? Were there any surprises when it comes to how the Poles live their daily lives?
Well, of course, as you mentioned, probably the biggest shock was the weather. Right, as I came here in February, so it was the coldest month. But I quickly got used to it. For me, it's like an adventure, the cold weather. And when it comes to the Polish culture, yeah, of course, that the weather does affect their mood. And in the winter months, they are a bit more reserved. But usually when you get to know them, they open up. They're very curious. So...
And once May comes around, everybody goes crazy. After having not seen the sun for months and months, all of a sudden you have these barbecues out by the river here in Warsaw, by the Vistula. You have parties starting and people staying. It seems at least that they're trying to be outdoors for as much as possible during those few short months.
Yes, that's right. They really make the best of it. You have to, right? Because in months like these, there isn't much outdoor activity going on.
What about Jamaica, though? Because it is one of those places where the weather doesn't change that much. I guess there is a little bit of changes in how much it is raining, if it is raining season or not, but the temperature does seem to stay quite stable all year around.
Yes, in the mid-20s to low 30s, this is how it's looking most of the year.
And do people take advantage of it the way that Europeans do when the weather is good? Do they flock to the beaches every weekend and spend 12 hours there per day?
No, because they're used to it. So it's for them, it's nothing new. They can go anytime. So it's not like they're limited to a few months a year. So there is no big, let's say, hours spent in the beach. And they like to go and maybe sit by the water sometimes, but.
Not this type of culture we see here, but what about the tourists that come? Because Jamaica is a quite popular destination for Europeans, Americans, all types of Westerners. Do the Jamaicans look at them, seeing them lying down on the beach for hours and trying to get that sun, or jumping around and playing beach volleyball and thinking, what are these people doing? What is so special out there by the ocean?
Yeah, it's. I guess they try to understand, right? If you're coming from the States or from England, from Europe, where the weather isn't so good, and you have your 2 weeks vacation, and then you decide to spend it in Jamaica on a nice sandy beach. Yeah, you gotta make the best of it. But I guess they try to be understanding and to.
What about the daily life of Jamaicans? So if they're not at the beach, how does the typical day look for a Jamaican?
Yes, it depends on what you do. Typically, let's say Jamaicans after work like to spend time with the family. There's a lot of lively activity going on. Let's say they like listening to music, dancing. The preparing food. This is like a big part of the day. Meals with the family. Things.
So it sounds a little bit like a party.
The weather is warm, and Jamaica does have this culture of music and enjoying lively music. So they like to party.
Yes,
I say party. It's a big part of the culture. The party scene, bringing it's like a community thing. You know, they brings people together, listen to music. Yeah.
Yeah, probably the music and the dancing are probably among the greatest exports that Jamaica is famous for. Even here in Poland, there has been a huge rise in dance hall, for example, that there are a lot of these dance hall courses going on. Is this something that you noticed when you came to Poland as well, that people seem to be fascinated by Jamaican culture?
Yeah, so this is a very interesting phenomenon. I would say, you know, in Jamaica, the dancing comes together with the dance hall, the music, and for it to be as exported to here to all the way to Poland, where we see schools that teach and promote the dancing, the Jamaican culture. It just shows the reach of Jamaica. You know, such a small island. Even in places like this, you can find pieces of it. So it's I was surprised to see it, and yeah, it's going on, being promoted. Here in Poland, there are festivals like Ostruda. They have invite Jamaican guests. You know, it's also in collaboration with the Jamaican embassy, I believe. So they have a lot of events that are like hosted here.
In recent years, there has been a lot of going on. We've had COVID, we had lockdowns, we had various tumultuous events. Probably it didn't omit Jamaica as well, and you naturally are still in contact with a lot of friends in your own age. How does life look for the younger generation of Jamaicans, so to say? What kind of issues or problems are they mainly preoccupied with?
Yeah, well, after university, and of course, like anywhere, it would be getting a job. I would say the opportunities in Jamaica are somewhat limited. So if you aren't lucky enough, to work, let's say, in government and tourism in one of the bigger fields, it might be harder to find stable employment. So this is one of their main issues. Of course, everyone wants a job. Everyone wants the best job. So they try to seek out, what they have, and depending on the opportunities and your education level, what chances you have. Some people are able to go to the States, to go to the UK, let's say, to fight for better opportunities, while others, they have a hard time, let's say.
If we compare to previous years before the pandemic, it seems to be a general worldwide phenomenon that we had problems with inflation after the lockdowns, and naturally the war has not improved the situation either. Do you hear this from your friends, that things are a little bit tougher now than they were a couple of years ago, or did Jamaica bounce back quickly, so to say?
Yeah, I would say it follows in the global trends of things getting harder. Inflation, prices going up, salaries not keeping up. So a lot of the businesses closed. They weren't able to reopen. A lot of people that lost jobs weren't able to get them back. So yeah, it's better, of course. Now slowly we're coming back, but definitely Jamaica was affected.
It does linger. What about the security situation? Because nearby you have Haiti, which seems to have descended into complete chaos, anarchy, in which criminal gangs are ruling large parts of the country. Has in connection with this economic crisis, has Jamaica also seen a rise in crime, or is not affected in the same way?
Yeah, so when it comes to Haiti, we have seen immigrants coming to Jamaica on boats, washing up on shore. So this has been increasing recently. But in terms of the violence, yeah, I would say it's like anywhere, any country has its. Every country has its bad areas. Economical situations aren't easy for certain people. So yeah, they have to resort to crime, unfortunately. And the harder things get, the more likely that's to happen.
But it does affect the way Jamaicans live their life. It's not like in Poland that you have to plan, for example, when you travel from one neighborhood to another, that you need to travel by car, for example, and probably walking, for 5, 6, or 7 kilometers through the streets is not the best idea. You can hear stories about people not stopping at red lights at night because it's risky. Is this something that Jamaicans are accustomed to, that they have to take these potential problems into consideration?
Yes, unfortunately, yes. You have to be aware of your surroundings, the neighborhoods you're in, and just in general. Yeah, things can happen anytime. You always have to be aware. Yeah.
Situational awareness, as the experts call it.
Yeah.
Well, but do you think there is something that can be done to improve this, or is this mainly an issue of economical problems, or is there any things that can be done to change, for example, the culture that some of the people are growing up in? Because sometimes when you grow up in these circumstances, you could say you're born into crime, because often it's multi-generational.
Yeah, so this is it, that sometimes people see that they have no other choice, and this is all the life that they know and unfortunately are born into, and they have like no exposure to anything else. So, but this is because of lack of education, right? Lack of opportunities for the lower class people, people in the inner cities. So this needs to change. We want to see more jobs being created, more.
Since Jamaica is also, it has a large tourism industry, there are other countries that also have some problems with crime, for example, Mexico, but it seems like over there, those organized crime groups that are in control of the places, they strictly issue an order, don't mess with the tourism industry. Is this the same in Jamaica, or is the crime a problem that also affects the tourists, or they are kind of protected from that problem?
I would say they are protected in the sense that, let's say, people understand that if there is an increase on a tax on tourists, then this will affect people visiting the island. But yeah, it's in Mexico. I would say it's a bit different, where they have these.
The gangs are in control.
Yes, the gangs are more in control of the areas, the coastal areas, right? And yeah, in Jamaica it's more smaller gangs, let's say, so they don't have that much influence. But I would say, I wouldn't say that you gotta like watch out as a tourist or be more at risk.
Just don't do something very
just
stupid.
Just don't do stupid stuff. Be aware who you are, who you're with, where you are. You don't want to be in the wrong time, wrong company. Yeah.
Yeah, always good advice. Well, thank you very much for coming on the podcast, and we hope to have you back.
Thank you.